Just overall, just love the way, just the intensity and attitude of the guys really working hard, and that's what you like when you get into spring practice. You always talk about just refining everything about them, and then just look at their fundamentals and technique, because that's what's critical. Because you want to refine their fundamentals and technique, and just make sure that each day they look to improve. And that's what we want to do from position to position. When you talk about offensively, there's a lot that's been put in, and then we're trying to just get it all put in so that our players can absorb it all and then just give it back and relay it back to the coaches, not only on offense but also on defense. We kind of slowed down on defense. I think that this week what Coach Bedford has done is just kind of just spoon feeding them just piece by piece, and making sure that we can just get a line. And more than anything is just getting around the football. We always want to corral the ball and just have great angles to the football and play in a football position. Perk went down, Ken Perkins went down with a knee. I just don't know how bad it is right now. We're going to have a chance to reevaluate it here in the next couple of days, and then I'll let John just give more of an update when I find out more about it. But he's really the only player right now that has a chance to just miss here the next few days of spring practice. But I'm very pleased with the way we're working, just very pleased with our attitude, and you want to see our players get better each and every day, and that's what they're doing, and they're improving.
What is the situation on the offensive line, Charlie, and are the guys grasping what you're teaching as quickly as you'd like?
Yeah, when you look at the O-line, you have a leader in Espinosa, and what Espinosa is doing is, he's making sure that the leadership is provided from his angle, because he's the center and he's going to lead the offense. But just like the way they're working on the offensive line, with Perk going down, but still with him going down, you're able to just move guys up. And the thing you like is that you have an offensive line coach that really drives them and really coaches them very hard. So they're going to get coached hard now. It's just a matter of them just continuing to get better.
Charlie, are y'all to the point where y'all are starting to separate guys out in terms of ranking them internally or things like that in y'all's meetings?
No, it's just so hard because now you're just 4 practices into it. So to say a guy is head and shoulders above another guy, we just can't make that judgment, because when you look at practices, we hadn't had a chance to scrimmage yet. Now Saturday we'll get that opportunity where we get a chance to put the ball down and let them go scrimmage. But everything now has been segmented with the team periods, where it be an inside period, a pass scale, or a team offense versus defense. So it's more been, and what you want to do is you don't want to start separating guys now, because you want to make sure that they get a feel for the offense, defense, even with the kicking game.
How's your conditioning, Charlie?
Their conditioning is very good, because you look at our strength coach. Coach Moore's had a lot of time with them, and we're still having a chance, even with our days off, we get a chance to get the lifts in, and we also get a chance to run them some. So the conditioning won't be a problem.
Tommy talked about how at USC he ended up playing a guy who was probably like 5th or 6th on the depth chart. Jalen Overstreet's a guy who, moved from quarterback. What's your philosophy on Robinson? I don't care where a guy comes in, I'm going to judge him on how they perform. Your thought on Overstreet at running back, and just where guys, do you ever have any kind of pecking order?
Well, you look at Overstreet, he's had a chance to move, and I don't know how many different positions he's played, but he's very athletic, and that guy's very explosive, and he knows that he can run the ball because he's athletic enough to run the ball. But you look at Malcolm Brown, you look at Bergeron, and then Jonathan Gray, whenever we get him back, you still have some really solid players there. So Overstreet is a great addition for that position, and he had depth to that position.
That scrimmage coming up on Saturday, what are you hoping to get out of that with it being so early in spring?
Well, that'll be practice number 6. So you're hoping that, we're going to get a lot of work. We're going to get some first down situations, third down, and by then we'll have goal line and red zone put in. So we'll be able to go out and scrimmage all our different situations, what we're really looking for.
What have you seen from the quarterback?
Well, the quarterback position with Ash, with Swopes, they're getting a lot of reps, and, they're running a team, and they're doing a good job from everything we're asking them to do right now. We're not asking them to do a lot, because we don't have to go play here in the next couple of weeks. So it's about them just getting better and just getting control of the offense and running the team. That's what you want to see from that quarterback position.
Any observations generally
Well, it's so hard in 4 days because, what they're trying to do is just get a grasp of the whole offense themselves and run the offense and do everything we ask them to do. Not only, what Coach Watson has inputted a lot. So it's just more of them just making sure that they can just go out and just operate.
Are you all to the point where you're putting guys in specific positions to see what kind of diversity they can handle? Maybe
Well-
tightening screws on them right now just to see if they can take it?
Well, the screws been tightened from day one, so I mean, well, if they can handle it,
Good point, fair enough.
if they can handle it, yes. But no, it's when you coach, you demand so much, so it's what we're asking them to do, and we expect them to do it.
Any
Speed,
position moves or changes, looking at people at different spots yet?
No, we haven't even got that far yet because, what you want to do is when you walked out there, guys are in a position and we just allow them to stay in that position. So we have yet to say, hey, he'll probably be, if you take a wide receiver, whomever it may be, say, hey, let's go play him at corner. We haven't gotten that far.
Do you know if this team has the kind of speed you want?
Well, we can run now because I look at the wide receivers and the defense, the skill position, wide receiver and defensive back. We can run, and it's a lot of speed. That's just a matter of you're taking that speed and you're playing at the numbers that you think you can run at. If a guy says he can run a 4.5, which we haven't put the clock on him, then we expect him to play at a 4.5. But you can see it out there on the field. You can just see the separation in one-on-ones when we go one-on-one drills, and the guys on defense who can close the gap.
You're going to be excited about where things are going in recruiting right now, and how fun has it been for you to get to know this new batch of kids and families?
Well, the thing about recruiting is not very hard to recruit when you're here at the University of Texas because you have so much to sell, not from the athletic side, but from the academic side. So it's fun because you're getting a chance to meet a lot of players. A lot of them are getting there. On Saturday we had a lot to come down and watch practice, and then with the Texas relays being here this weekend, you'll get a large number back again, and some will be participating in the relays. But recruiting is going good. We just we're just taking our time and just making sure that we evaluate the right way and making sure that you get guys that are going to fit this program.
How's Dajay Johnson doing?
DeJay's doing, the thing about DeJay's is an inside receiver for us right now, very talented and very explosive. You watch him, and he's one of those guys. I was just joking the other day. I said that if he gets the ball in his hands, it can score a touchdown or it can go the other way because he may drop it or something. But I told him, I said, but he is a very explosive, exciting player. Tough, very tough.
Coach, when you talk about Sean's giving the quarterbacks a lot, just having observed him at Louisville, what's kind of the one, if there's one quality you can pinpoint that a kid needs to have to be able to play quarterback for Sean Watson, what does that kid need to have?
Well, we always talk about just being smart, being tough, and being dependable, and that's at any position, and you really want that at the quarterback position, someone that can lead the team and that can operate the offense. And Sean's a great teacher, a great coach, and he feels like this. If he can learn it and he can give it to his quarterbacks and they can give it back to him, then he knows he has a chance to go develop that player.
We keep hearing reports about how physical practices have been. Maybe it's nothing new to you, but it does seem to be different from what people are used to around here. I mean, how much of a point of emphasis has that been for you and the staff?
Well, I don't ever know, what happened the last time. I just know this. I'm following a great coach, and I don't know how practices are set up. But, they're practicing, and they're doing everything we ask them to do. So I just can't wait to hit him and what was going on because we really haven't hit a lot because we haven't had a chance to really tackle because we haven't scrimmaged, but we have, thudded up the ball. And I think it's just so much the tempo more than anything where it's no walking, it's quick and getting to where you're supposed to get to at a quick pace. And if it isn't happening, then you hear there's a coach who's yelling when we're talking about, just somebody always in your face. It's going to be somebody in your face.
Charlie, how did you come up with the T-back in Texas motto?
I don't know. I was just sitting around and just thinking about it and people. And I tell you, I was out recruiting and I asked a recruit, I said, when you think of Texas, what do you think about? And he gave me his answer, and I said, So I said, I need to find a way to get that T back on. He said, yes. So when you talk about just toughness and talk about trust, because, you always want a tough team, whether it be mental or physical, and then you talk about trust where guys trust one another and they care enough because if you care about somebody, you're going to trust them. and then just being together. And then as you develop that togetherness, you become a football team. So that's what you're looking for when you're trying to get that T back. And we got some ways to go, but we'll get it back here eventually.
Kind of along those lines, though, you'd mentioned the signing day. You felt that the guys kind of hadn't come out of their shell yet around you. They were still trying to figure it all out. Have you seen things that you're like, that's buy-in right there, or that guy's on board, or how do you judge that?
Well, I think they're on board because I think they bought in because when you're not bought in, then you have issues and you have problems, and that's what we haven't. We haven't had issues or the problems, but I still think just with their shell, then and we're talking about just coming out of it. They still trying to figure us out and trying to see just how we coach, and once they through 4 practices is going to be hard, but I think that the more they're around us and the more they see us coach on the field, the more opportunities we get them on the field to coach them up, then they'll start coming out of the shell and become themselves. But I think every day they kind of go out there saying, what's next or what's going to happen. But I told them it's no mystery. If the practice schedule is posted, just look at it, and then you go out to practice, and it's whatever is on that schedule is what we're going to do today.
When do they get to earn their horns back or throwing the horns up?
We haven't decided that yet. They'll get it back one of these days.
How well did you know Chris Long before you hired him?
What happened? Chris, I know he's from Tallahassee, but when I was in the Southeastern Conference, he was at Arkansas, then he was at Ole Miss, but very energetic coach. A guy just goes, and that's the thing. That's why he's in charge of special teams, because you have to have energy and you have to have enthusiasm, and you have to be able to get the guys to just go play at their ability, and that's what Chris can do, because he can drive them now, and he does. If you had a chance to watch us practice, but he's from period 1 to period however many we have, he's coaching it, he's going.
You had a good game against them this past year, right?
Oh, we did, and he was at Memphis at the time, and I was watching these defensive backs play, and I was standing on the sideline, and I said to Vance, I said, what, their DBs are pretty good. They cover well, they're very physical, and I said they attack the football, and they had a ton of interceptions.
But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people ask you about defensive scheme and what you're doing. How important before you get the schemes is it to identify the mentality you want to play with, your identity in terms of when people see a Texas defense, these are the things they're going to see aside from scheme. How important is it to establish that?
When you look at defenses, you have to be aggressive and you have to be very multiple. And the thing you need to do on defense is dictate the rhythm of the game. You can never allow an offense to dictate. You have to dictate it on defense. And you just want to put guys in a position where they can go make plays and let them play to their ability. And if you can run, then you have a chance to go. If you run and hit someone and play with good fundamentals, then you have a chance to go play on defense. But you want a team a defense that can put pressure on offenses, not afraid to blitz, and go play man coverage. And I told our DBs that's what we're going to play, some man coverage. So you have to be ready to go play it. And if you get beat, what you do is you forget the last down. You have to have a sharp memory back there.
What did you think of the energy in Saturday's practice?
Energy in Saturday practice, we kind of started off very slow, then they kind of picked up the energy once they kind of got the flow of the practice, and once we got going. Because when Saturday mornings, guys want to sleep in, so when you get them up early in the morning, they don't. It takes a while to get them going. But the longer we stayed out there and the longer we went, then the more energy, and it just got better. The practice got better and better.
Saturday was first day of pads, right?
Saturday was the first day of pads. Yes, this past Saturday.
Is there a question you can ask a recruit that you kind of ask all of them to know? You say you look for the chip on the shoulder in a kid. Is there a question you can ask where you can find it?
Well, the thing I always want to ask a recruit is just how much you love football. And then, they're all going to say they do, but you got to find out that answer, just how much you love ball. Because, when you get to college, it's going to be a little different than you are in high school. But do you really love football? And because if you love football, then you become kind of a gym rat, and then you just love it. You don't care where you play at or what position you play or whom you play. You just love ball and you want to play.
Any of the really young players starting to shine and open some eyes?
No, we just haven't been given that many opportunities out there. But when I look at it, like Davis on defense, Eccles on defense. You look at wide receiver with Sanders, with DeJay, we was talking about him earlier, with Petey. I'm just trying to think of just the young players. Even Overstreet at running back has done a really good job. Davis at linebacker has done those guys, all those young players, someone that were redshirted last year, they're coming on and they're developing and getting better.
PD.
Warwick.
Charlie, what have you seen out of the tight ends? I mean, is that a position you feel comfortable with going into the fall?
Well, that's a position that we have to get better at because you look at the guys that we have there playing right now. It's going to be a big part of our offense. And so they understand that they need, with Swain and with McFarland and with Whiteley, they know they need to get better because they're going to catch a lot of balls and they're going to be really heavily involved.
What did it? I covered that Sugar Bowl. You beat Florida. After the game, Bostic almost took Bridgewater's head off in the first pass play of that game. But after the game, all those Florida guys came over to you. After they just got their heads handed to them. What did that mean to you in that atmosphere to have those guys come to you?
Well, when you think about coaching, you always just talk about just the passion you have, and when you have a passion and you respect your players, then wherever you coach or whomever you coach, you're always going to have that respect for them, and they have it for you. And just a lot of those guys I recruited, a lot of those guys you're around, so then they knew how I cared about them. So at the end of the game, that's why you saw so many of them. But that's anywhere you ever been, because I don't ever look at this as a job. I just look at it that you have a chance to have a impact on so many people's lives and so many young people's lives. So that's why it's so much fun.
Time for two last ones.
Talk about the coming up. It was announced over the weekend, the big publicity tour you're going on.
Oh,
which
yes.
I knew was just like you.
Yes, just love every second of that.
I told
I'm
Steve
blaming right here.
I told
Right
Steve
there.
Patterson. I told Steve Patterson. he was with us. I said I can't imagine Charlie banging your door saying, "Hey, I want to go to 11 City."
I think John and Arthur Johnson put that together because they're the one who's picked those dates for me and said this is it gives a chance to just get around the state because when you get hired you don't really have a chance to just see everyone and you can get into these cities and get a chance to just see our fans and let them show just the passion they have not only for this university but for the sport and for all of just a total athletic program. So, but it's going to be fun. It will be, and I really do look forward to it.
You'll be on the bus?
I don't know if I'll be on that bus. One or two times I may be on that bus. I'm not. If my picture is on the bus, so if my picture's on the bus, I will probably, I am on the bus.
and real quick too about tomorrow. What do you? What is going to be your role in pro day with the guys who they technically didn't play under you, but how's tomorrow going to work?
I always look at it like this, and I know that I didn't recruit a lot of these players, and they didn't play for me, but they're still a part of the University of Texas, and a lot of them have been by the office. Every day I'm meeting 3 or 4 of the players. They come by and they stop in, and we sit down and chat and get a chance to talk. But I'm excited for them because now they have a chance to get in front of the pro scouts and whomever just shows up and just show their skills and just show how much work they've put into it. But it is, because, if that's their dream and then that's what they want to get accomplished, then you can only back them and hope that good things happen for them tomorrow. And you want them all to have a good day, those that are going to work out. And I think that they are looking forward to it. Some of them probably won't be able to sleep tonight because they're so excited for that day and that opportunity. But I'm so happy, and just I'm going to go up there, just walk around and watch them participate.
You know what the turnout is supposed to be? The
I was-
NFL turnout.
I don't know how many the turnout's going to be.
So Joe, what are your questions at this time?
Yes.
I was just curious, in CBS affiliate, are you friends with Coach Pitino, and you had time to
Oh,
chat
you want
something?
that? Watch that basketball, huh? That's going to be a great game. Yes, I am friends with Coach Pitino, and I wish him nothing but good luck against Kentucky. He's done a great job there. You think about it. He won the national championship last year. 2 years ago, you remember Kentucky beat them in the championship game. So now here you goes the third year, and they end up getting a chance to go play them again. But you know, it's super. It's super for both of the cities there, and look at that matchup in that great state.
The thing about Bridgewater,
Last one, guys.
the gloves. Gruden's making a big deal about these gloves. what was the philosophy with Teddy wearing the gloves?
Well, Teddy's always worn that glove, so and I think on pro day he didn't wear it. That's the only time he didn't wear it, but he's always worn it. Whether I can remember we was playing a rain game against Southern Miss, and then we were down at FIU, and he didn't even take the glove off. He still had it on. Made a unbelievable throw in the FIU game where he completed a deep ball. But that's just a part of who he is, and you know, every time you see him, you think of Teddy Bridgewater. You see that glove on.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks.